Elon Musk has just dropped a bombshell, a water engine that could flip the way we drive and maybe even the way we live. The reveal came on X, where Musk announced Tesla is no longer tied to batteries alone. Instead, the company is making a bold bet on hydrogen fuel cells. This move isn't just another headline. It arrives at a time when Tesla is struggling to mass-produce its 4680 battery cells, forcing the search for greener, faster solutions. And now, Musk says the answer is here. Tesla's water engine, the centerpiece of what he calls the next great eco-revolution. What makes this engine so extraordinary? How could it reshape entire industries and perhaps our daily lives? Stay with us, because we're about to break down Musk's most daring shift yet, step by step. Could it rescue Tesla, disrupt the car market, or even spark something bigger? Imagine being there at the start of a movement that rewrites the rules of transportation. Elon Musk has always been a dreamer with a mission: build tech that thrills us while saving the planet. He doesn't think outside the box, he shatters it. With Tesla, he proved electric cars could be faster, safer, and far more exciting than gas guzzlers. With SpaceX, he redefined the impossible, landing rockets, reusing them, and reaching for Mars itself. Since 2003, Musk has pushed through doubt and mockery. When critics laughed at the first Tesla Roadster, it roared back as a symbol that electric could be fun, fast, and futuristic. Then came the Model S, Model X, Model 3, and Model Y, each leapfrogging the last, each making EVs more practical, more powerful, and more desirable. But cars are only part of the story. From solar roofs to power walls, Musk is rewriting how we power our homes. From Falcon 9 to Starlink satellites, he's slashing the cost of spaceflight and connecting the globe. Musk isn't just playing the game, he's changing the rules. And now, he wants to change them again. Now, let's talk about Musk's wildest invention yet, the water engine. At first glance, it sounds almost too simple. But behind that simplicity lies genius. Instead of guzzling gas or draining batteries, this machine runs on something you touch every single day: water. How? Through a trick called reverse electrolysis. Normally, electrolysis uses electricity to split water into hydrogen and oxygen. Musk's engine flips the script, combining hydrogen and oxygen back together to unleash power. The only thing left behind? A puff of clean water vapor. No smoke, no fumes, just steam. So how does it actually work under the hood? Picture this. You pour water into the system. The engine gives it a little jolt, splitting it into hydrogen and oxygen, which gets stored in separate tanks. Then you hit the pedal. Hydrogen rushes into a fuel cell, breaking apart into protons and electrons. The electrons race around, generating electricity to spin the motor. Meanwhile, the protons team up with oxygen from the air and, poof, water vapor drifts out the back. That's it. Energy on tap, clean as it gets. But here's the real kicker: performance. Gas engines waste 70% of their energy as heat. Electric motors? They're rock stars at 85 to 90% efficiency, but they stumble with long charging times and batteries that wear down. Musk's water engine sits right in the middle at around 60%. Not perfect, but far cleaner, greener, and built for the future. And range? Forget the stress of range anxiety. While EVs often top out at 200 to 300 miles per charge, hydrogen packs a punch big enough to rival or even beat traditional gas cars. Imagine cruising the highway, knowing your car breathes out nothing but steam and you'll never be left stranded. But here's the magic move: refueling. Instead of waiting hours for a charge, you fill it up like a regular tank. Fast, simple, done. That alone could change the entire game. Pair that with its eco perks, and suddenly you've got a machine that's not just a car, but a revolution on wheels. And the biggest win? Emissions. Gone. Gas engines spew more than 4.5 tons of carbon dioxide per car every single year, not to mention toxic nitrogen oxides and dirty particles choking our cities. The water engine, it exhales nothing but vapor. Clean, clear, guilt-free. Meanwhile, even EVs carry baggage. Mining lithium and cobalt for batteries scars the earth. Charging from coal-fired plants undercuts the green promise. Musk's water engine aims to erase those shadows, offering a future that's not only sustainable, but unstoppable. Hydrogen fuel cells have been pitched as the future before. They also turn out nothing but water. But here's the problem. Most hydrogen today comes from natural gas, sneaking carbon back into the mix. And storing it, a headache. Huge, high-pressure tanks make it tough to move and manage. The water engine changes that story. With reverse electrolysis, it doesn't just work, it works clean. Powered by renewables like solar or wind, it keeps the entire cycle green from start to finish. No hidden emissions, no dirty footprint, just pure efficiency. And here's where it gets personal: your wallet. Gas engines bleed money with endless tune-ups, oil changes, and exhaust fixes. EVs are cheaper to maintain, but battery replacements hit hard on your bank account and on the planet. The water engine is simpler, fewer moving parts, less to break, cheaper to fix, built to last. That means your car doesn't just survive, it thrives. And as production scales, costs fall, and suddenly water engines aren't luxury toys, they're cars for everyone. But there's a catch. To power this revolution, we need infrastructure, an entirely new network of refueling stations. That's no small job. It'll take governments, companies, and massive investment to pull it off. If we succeed, oil dependence fades, fuel prices stabilize, wars over energy lose their grip, and in their place, thousands of new jobs bloom, building and maintaining the future of clean transport. But still, let's be real. The auto world is built on fossil fuels. From the factories that mold the parts to the pumps on every corner, the system resists change. But here's the silver lining. Much of the know-how from hydrogen fuel cell tech is ready to borrow. Storage, design, distribution, the blueprint is already here. And that means the water engine isn't a dream on paper. It's a revolution waiting to be unlocked. So, what's next for Musk's water engine? Will it truly reshape how we power our lives or stall out on the road ahead? The industry is buzzing. Big names like Toyota and Hyundai, veterans of hydrogen fuel cells, are watching closely. Toyota, with its Mirai, sees Musk's move as validation, a high five to their long-standing bet on hydrogen. They believe his entry could finally unlock more funding, more stations, more momentum. Hyundai is hyped but cautious. They welcome the competition, yet know the road to mass adoption is steep and full of hurdles. Experts divided. Some call it a masterstroke, a leak toward cleaner energy. Others raise eyebrows. Can it really be efficient enough? Who's going to build all those refueling stations? And what about the cost? Meanwhile, the internet is split down the middle. Tesla fans and Musk loyalists are hyped, picturing a future of zippy, steam-breathing cars that save the planet. But critics point out the irony. Musk once dismissed hydrogen as fool cells. Now he's all in. Can the turnaround really be that quick? And what about the billions it'll take to build the infrastructure from scratch? That's the heart of the challenge. Gas stations are everywhere. EV chargers are multiplying fast. But hydrogen stations? They're rare, scattered, mostly in California, Japan, and a few corners of Europe. For water engines to work, the world would need an entire new network, a massive build-out Musk alone can't handle. Tesla does have an edge, though. They've already built a global web of superchargers. The plan? Upgrade them to handle hydrogen and add entirely new stations built for water engines. A bold vision, but one that demands deep pockets and powerful partners. Governments, corporations, and innovators would all have to link arms to make it real. And that's the cliffhanger. Can Tesla rally the world to fuel this revolution? So, how fast can Tesla really pull this off? And what about the money, the headaches, the roadblocks along the way? Those are the million-dollar questions as the race to roll out water engines begins. Then comes the biggest concern of all, safety. Hydrogen is clean, yes, but it's also wildly flammable. One spark and things can go wrong fast. Tesla knows this, and they're attacking it head-on. Their solution? Ultra-tough, leak-proof tanks built to hold hydrogen tight even under insane pressure. But tanks alone aren't enough. Tesla's stress-testing everything, pushing the system to the edge, making sure it passes every global standard. They're going all in to prove one thing: this car is safer than safe. But here's the real question: will the public believe it? Because without trust, even the smartest engine won't leave the garage. And safety isn't the only hurdle. The rule book is a nightmare. Every country has its own laws for making, storing, and moving hydrogen. What's legal in one place might be banned in another. Tesla's answer? Talk to everyone, test everywhere, file mountains of paperwork, and stay flexible until the green light turns on worldwide. It's a grind, but if they succeed, water engines could go from dream to global reality. Now, every tech has its superpowers and its kryptonite. Hydrogen fuel cells are mighty. They deliver huge range, lightning-fast refueling, and only exhale water vapor. But the downside? Producing hydrogen, storing it, and shipping it around the globe is a fiery, expensive challenge. This is where Musk's water engine pulls a clever trick. Instead of relying on huge storage, it creates hydrogen right when you need it. Safer, simpler, and when paired with solar or wind, even cleaner. The catch? Reverse electrolysis demands a serious energy kick to get going, which can shave off some efficiency. Still, the horizon looks bright. Governments are cracking down on emissions, car makers are desperate for cleaner tech, incentives are pouring in, the momentum is there. But adoption hinges on three big questions. How polished can the tech become? How fast can stations spread? And are people ready to ditch what they know for something new? At first, it might only hook the pioneers, the tech geeks, the eco-warriors, but experts predict that once prices drop and infrastructure grows, the water engine could claim a massive share of the market within a decade. If, and it's a big if, Tesla can iron out the kinks, scale production, and team up with governments and businesses to build the backbone of a brand new fuel network, then this isn't just another chapter in Tesla's story. It could be the turning point for transportation itself. So what's it really going to take for water engines to shake up transportation? Can they stand toe-to-toe with the giants of the past and ride the unstoppable wave of green energy? To answer that, we've got to rewind the clock. Back in the late 1600s, the steam engine roared to life. Inventors like Thomas Newcomen and James Watt sparked a revolution, powering trains, ships, and factories. Steam didn't just move machines, it moved civilization into the industrial age. Fast forward to the late 1800s, and a new beast arrived, the internal combustion engine. Names like Nicholas Otto and Rudolf Diesel changed history with designs so powerful and efficient they became the blueprint for every gas and diesel ride we still see today. Cars, trucks, planes, ships, all fueled by fire in a cylinder. The 1900s only turned up the heat. Better metals, fuel injection, turbochargers, engines got faster, thriftier, stronger. But as the century closed, another shadow crept in: pollution. Oil was running out, Smog was filling the skies, and people began hunting for the next big leap. Enter electric cars. At first, they stumbled. General Motors' EV1 in the 90s was ahead of its time, but too limited. Short range, high prices, and no charging stations doomed it. But later, with lithium-ion batteries and a growing charger network, Elon Musk and Tesla reignited the EV revolution, proving that electric wasn't just possible, it was unstoppable. And yet, even before Musk's water engine dream, hydrogen had its moment. In the 1960s, NASA used hydrogen fuel cells to power Apollo spacecraft. The tech worked in space, but on Earth, too many roadblocks. Producing hydrogen was costly, storing it dangerous, and building stations a logistical nightmare. The early 2000s saw another swing. Biofuels like ethanol and biodiesel. Renewable, yes, but growing crops for fuel drained land and water, raising alarms about food shortages. Another promising path, but not a perfect one. All of these experiments left behind lessons Musk is betting on. First, infrastructure is everything. Without fueling stations or chargers, no tech survives. That's why Tesla plans to tweak its supercharger network for hydrogen refueling. Second, efficiency makes or breaks the dream. Biofuels sometimes burned more energy to make than they gave back. Not cool. Musk's answer? Reverse electrolysis. Splitting water and recombining it as efficiently as possible, turning simplicity into power. And that's where the water engine steps in, ready to write the next chapter. So, where does the water engine fit into this story? Think of it as the newest chapter in humanity's hunt for a clean, green ride, one that learns from past failures and pushes boundaries further than ever before. Musk may be leading the charge, but he's not marching alone. Take Nikola Corporation. They've hit bumps, yes, but they're still pushing forward with heavy-duty hydrogen trucks built for long hauls. Big businesses are their target, and that puts them in direct competition with Tesla's big plans for the future. Then there's BMW. Precision, luxury, engineering excellence. They're testing hydrogen prototypes that could steal some of Tesla's thunder in the high-end market. And let's not forget Rivian, the hotshot EV startup backed by giants like Amazon and Ford. Right now, they're all in on electric, but with their resources and creativity, they could pivot fast if the water engine buzz grows loud enough. Here's the secret ingredient: teamwork. Tesla has always been brilliant at forming partnerships. Imagine them tapping into cutting-edge universities, research labs, and tech titans, Google, Apple. AI-powered systems that make cars not just cleaner, but smarter, safer, and more fun to drive. That's the kind of collaboration that could transform the water engine from concept to global phenomenon. And the beauty of it all, the water engine loves to play with renewables. Solar panels on your roof, wind turbines on a distant hill, all feeding electricity into the system. That energy splits water into hydrogen and oxygen, creating fuel with almost zero emissions. Picture this: your home soaking up the sun all day, quietly generating hydrogen that fuels your car at night, or wind farms not only powering cities, but also pumping hydrogen into the grid, ready to keep transportation rolling clean and steady. That's more than just a car. That's an ecosystem, a living, breathing loop where green energy fuels green motion. A system that doesn't just adapt to the weather, it thrives on it, storing excess power when the sun blazes or the wind howls, then releasing it back when the world needs it most. This isn't just about driving cleaner. It's about rewriting how we use energy altogether. If water engines take off, they won't just change cars, they could change the planet. Imagine cities with cleaner skies, healthier people, and air so fresh it feels brand new. By cutting fossil fuels, water engines slash greenhouse gases, erase smog, and give Earth the reset it's been begging for. Pair them with renewable energy, and the effect multiplies. Solar panels and wind farms powering water engines could supercharge the global mission to erase carbon. And that means one thing: a faster, cleaner path to a truly green world. Governments are already watching. With climate targets looming, Musk's water engine could push leaders to act fast, rolling out tax breaks, subsidies, and funding to flood the market with hydrogen stations. Incentives that could turn this revolution into overdrive. But it's not just about saving the planet, it's about the ride. Unlike gas engines that rumble and roar, water engines glide. Quiet, smooth, effortless. Performance? Instant torque. You hit the pedal, it launches. Fast, fun, guilt-free. And with costs set to drop, plus government perks, your wallet gets to breathe easy too. And Tesla's vision doesn't stop with cars. Picture hydrogen-powered planes cutting aviation's carbon mess. Ships crossing oceans on clean energy, leaving nothing but water vapor in their wake. Even heavy industries swapping dirty fuels for a sustainable spark. This isn't just transportation, it's transformation. So here we are, standing at the edge of Musk's wildest bet yet. From cleaner skies to quieter rides, from highways to runways and oceans, the water engine could rewrite the rules of how we move and how we live. But will it soar or stumble? Will this engine zoom us into a green future or hit roadblocks too heavy to overcome? That's the story still being written. And now, it's your turn. What do you think? Could Musk's water engine truly change the world, or is it just another big promise on paper? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If you loved this deep dive, smash that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell, because the future of energy is being written right now, and you won't want to miss the next chapter. Until then, stay curious.